So Nicole, what brings you out here? I'm so thrilled to see you. Never mind in here.
I'm happy to see each other.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Please kindly take your seats, because I'll start singing in just a minute. I just had chocolate, so I got all the low notes in there. Low notes. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Witch, old witch, the wicked witch. Ding dong, the witch is dead. That's not getting anybody's attention. Richard Sanders, will you kindly get up here so we can get these people to sit down? Yeah, we're ready. As they say in France, thank you so much. Oh, that's right. Sorry. Yeah, someone's doing a short announcement first when we got you. Sorry about that. I completely forgot in the meantime of my confusion. All right, Yasmin Mogo's going to come up and give us a little bit of an announcement here. And we got Richard coming up. You're on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I have a 1 minute announcement after her?
Okay.
She's my ride home.
Okay. All right.
So I'm not going to read tonight because I've been so moved by an incident that I experienced, that I witnessed, and I just want to share it with you. I went to my son's basketball or whatever it is recently, and there was this young lady that was in his class, beautiful young lady with long braids, and she was with her caregiver, so that lets you know that she was very special. And the caregiver, of course, was on her, I call them TikToks, you know, they're just on their little phones, paying no attention to this young lady at all. I mean, she's just continuously on it. And when we sat down, I overheard her saying, you know, I cried all of last week. And so the caregiver finally said, why? And she said, because there's so many things I want to do. There's just so much I want to do. I feel like I want to get up and do this and that and that and that. And I can't do it. And of course, the young lady is in a wheelchair, completely in a wheelchair. So she just shared this experience which I overheard, and it just affected me. It touched me so much that, you know, here's a young lady who's saying that she gets so depressed and so sad because she wants to get up and do things and she cannot. And then she finally asked her caregiver, she said, the dance is this Thursday, they have a special dance, and would you be able to take me? And of course the lady said, I'm sorry, but I have to be somewhere else. So she said, can't we just do it till 8:30 because the dance is over till 9, and the caregiver said no. So I just wanted to share that because it had such an effect that it's still in my mind. Okay, thanks.
Well, thank you. And now you have something, right? So
Yeah.
and then we got Richard, then we got Jennifer, then James, and
Since
Alistair
I'm
Crowley.
getting a ride home,
Marlon Brando.
Yeah.
I'd like to announce my VIP person is in the room. She's the reason why I'm here. She's the reason that it changed my life and I got bit. Right? It's my niece. She's in the room. Serena Nicolani. She's why I'm in this in the first place. Thank you for the inspiration.
Thank you for that.
No, the computer died. No.
This is Richard Sanderell and his magical device. Give him a nice round as he comes up here. Sanderell!
Magical. Okay, magical.
Magical mystical.
In case you don't know, this is the control. I am the dummy. All right. Well, this is an older one. I've got a new one, a couple new ones. But I heard Phil Oakes was mentioned tonight, so I'm going to read about Phil. Love me, I'm a liberal, so Phil Oakes sings. Singer of protest music, music of love, caring for brothers, sisters under the thrall of the abusive empires. Those songs became anthems of the time, but came to a sad end from the bipolar and drinking. His friends murdered from Chile to USA. He died from loss by hanging himself. Years later, it was found out the FBI had a file of 500 pages on Oakes. Buffy St. Marie sings how to change with love. Buffy St. Marie sings how to change with love, as her protest music proves. From Universal Soldier that got her blacklisted from the airways to today, where she still gives no quarter as truth teller, lover of humanity. She remains vital in thought, mind. Given longer life than Phil Oakes, she still remains part of the struggle. We miss you, Phil. Long live Phil Oakes. We love you, Buffy. Long life for Buffy St. Marie. Mother. Mother Superior jumps mother of all bombs. Humans stand on the corner of Mother Earth and infinity. They watch, witness as other human beings lose their minds, lives. They distort the mother. She no longer is the life giver, but taker. Mother Superior jumps many things, but could not jump mother of all bombs. Mother Superior becomes Mother Inferior, lessened, weakened, as is humanity. When we see your mother, kiss her for all of us. But as with all things, just because she's a mother doesn't make her a mother. Just may pass on that kind of behavior that makes them a mother. Mother Superior jumps Mother Earth because she knows Mother Earth's patience is running thinner and thinner and thinner. Like the polar ice caps, her caring for us is melting away. That's the bad news. And one more called Chant. Chant for life, chant in death. Chant for love, chant away hate. Chant for flora, fauna, chant for the mother. Chant. Chant for the healthy, chant for the ill, chant for the monkey chant. Chant, 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 chant. Chant. Chant for the end of all this killing. Chant for the living left behind, reaping, carrying, washing the dead. For them, chant. Not to be banal, but chant for love, peace, understanding. Chant. Thank you.
Richard Sanderell. The Sanderell, as we like to call him. But he doesn't like me to call him that. So I call him that every chance I get. He doesn't listen to me anyway.
Oh, what did he say?
Thank you. And now, the gentle, dulcet, sweet, aromatic, peaceful, calm, quiet, and loving tones of Jennifer Barone. Jennifer Barone! As we like to say, the Barone.
That introduction makes me want to get up here and curse and say dirty things and
Oh, sorry.
The monkey spoke. As monkeys do.
I want to look into my own eyes and see something beautiful. Not just the color or the form, but what they've seen. Pain and beauty in places where beauty was not expected to exist. To not only long for love to be returned, but to return it to myself. To hold myself close for once. To paint and write myself into being. To decode my dreams and desires instead of striving to only be an object of one. To travel between anima and animus, scaling the ladder of Shishumna between them, because I'm not allowed. Even though I'm all I have, even though I am all I can depend on, I want to spend some quality time with myself. I want to take myself out to dinner. I want to obsess about when I will return my own calls. I want to write the love poems I've always wanted to receive and mail them to myself. I want to tell myself all the words that were never said but that I long to hear. To make my life an ecstatic ode and a stuffed artichoke like my mother made. I want to cradle the tender child of myself like my mother would, like I always want a lover to. I want to give birth to myself with each turn of the moon and the season to ask how my day was. I want to hold my hand on a walk in the park and kiss myself in a dark corner of the Met. And if I wanted to, I could woo the me and the not only me of me, because it feels good to want myself for once. To relish the quiet blank page and let my leg wander across it. I want to take myself to bed on an empty mattress and an ode to myself, to make love to the macrocosm of the universe inside my microcosm and show up at my window and serenade myself with vows of love and honor and cherish, because I am all I have forever and ever, and maybe I can go to that balcony and see my face inside the moon instead of a man, as well as attempt to give the moon to myself along with all the stars. I want to walk on water and perform miracles without being martyred. I want to be my own samurai warrior, my own knight in shining armor, my own famous artist, my own guru, my own savior. I want to find out, after all this time, I'm the one.
Wow.
Yeah.
She is the one.
I'm just going to review something from my journal today.
This is hot off the presses then.
That's what the open mic is for.
Yeah.
I'm naked up here. Still finding myself, slowly, gently, accepting what feels right, what feels wrong, not needing approval, knowing myself, what feels right, what feels good. Following the signs of pleasure, following flow into absorption, what looks beautiful, what makes me happy. Following a sweet smile, a joyful laugh, what is, who is celebrating life, following kind eyes with kind words that match kind actions. This path is not always obvious, sometimes incredibly obvious. This path is not always hard, complicated, sometimes it's easy. What's beautiful, what's joyful, what's pleasurable, what's fun. Yes, fun. You should question if life could possibly ask the flower, the cloud, the sun, the wind, the wave to struggle, or if everything is simply acting on its own true nature, my nature, joy, sorrow, love, kindness, my nature, beauty, peace, tenderness, heartbreak, loneliness too. What comes and goes within me, my nature is beyond the definition of what comes and goes within me. My nature, my true nature, is also something unable to be defined by words or thoughts or appearances. What is yours?
That was a rhetorical question or not. And now we have the calm, subtle, savory salutations of James Ellis. Stand tall, my man. They want to hear every drooling drooplet.
That's the wedding singer.
Sorry about that. Jesus. Don't mention it. I won't. You know, he has these eyes.
In the rodeo ring, the trumpeting clown is there to distract. It's a boy! So bull may not attack cowboy. That cowboy rides the bull for profit. from money, perverting nature to serve as his own private industry. Ride lucrative war contracts into perpetuity. And the cowboy general rides the bully soldier to kill stranger, to kill and kill more. While Wild Bill Media Circus sells tickets to CNN spectator audience, selling war door to door. The bull. Let's see this clearly. The bull is made of billions of cells of expansive creative potentiality. Muscle and bone, infinite vitality. He pulls the plow. He revels in the green of the grass of its now. It follows him down. Peacefully, as Ferdinand, it smells wildflower under a tree. The rodeo in the end is a ceremony, like our democracy, where popular vote counts not. The presidents are installed by plutocracy. I'm not here to advocate for civil war, to point out bulls' horns may turn in gore. I'm not here to mourn bulls' fall to slaughterhouse floor. That's a blame game. That slope is slippery, is bloody, is self-righteous anger, masking self-pity. We are free! Oh, we are cowboys next stake. That's what's at stake. Let's say this. In the consciousness that is love, where there is no audience, in this silence, the bull is. The cowboy is seen, and the clown fails to distract from this place when they act.
Oh, Jesus!
Nicole Savage is here. Give her a nice big round of applause. We haven't done it in a while. We got Hal and Bill. I put you on there, Bill, just in case you want to. Let me focus in on this.
Reading my own poem.
Oh, you're not?
No, I'm not.
Oh, well, then I will.
I'm reading a birthday boy's poem.
Beautiful.
Bob Kaufman's birthday was yesterday.
Right.
And Bob Kaufman, I'm a real big fan of Bob Kaufman.
Yeah.
Although in the 60s, when I used to go up to North Beach from the Haight, and I would see him walking down the street and didn't know who he was, I crossed the street. Because he was so dark. I mean, I don't mean just in his presence, but there was a darkness. Yeah, I'd look at them, I'd walk by that bar where they all were sitting on the bar. You know, and I'd look in that dark, down that dark way, and then I didn't know nothing to do with that. I was for the light. I was looking for the light, for the peace and the love. And, but then I grew up. And now I love Bob Kaufman. he was the real deal. He was the true street poet, and I love him. And sometimes he wrote really sweet things too. I have 2 poems here. Believe, believe, believe in this, young apple seeds, in blue skies radiating young breasts, not in blue-suited insects infesting society's garments. Believe in the swinging sounds of jazz, tearing the night into intricate shreds, putting it back together again in cool, logical patterns, not in the sick controllers who created only the bomb. Let the voices of dead poets ring louder in your ears than the screechings now of the mildewed editorials. Listen to the music of centuries rising above the mushroom time. This other poem is a poem that He and Jack Micheline in Specs Bar one night in San Francisco, 1979, wrote together, "Poem for the Children of the World. A child walks in a dream. Her eyes dance in the night of stars. Someday the moon is full. The gypsies come home. They will come home forever. And all the boats that never sailed will sail forever. And all the flowers that have not grown will bloom forever. A child walks in a dream, and all the stars that have not shone will shine forever. And all the children that could not dance will dance forever. A child walks in a dream."
All right. Oh, here. Just put the name of the poems and his name is already there. Thank you. That's Nicole Savage. She hasn't been here in a while. Good evening. There. All right. We have now the dulcet and masterly tones of Hal Robbins coming up here next. I feel like Hal Robbins, please. We got Bill Justice. I mean, we got Bill Bear, Garrett, and several thousand other individuals.
Free by Walter de la Mare, or is it de la Mare? How is his name pronounced? Does anybody know?
I thought it was de la Mare.
De la Mare?
Like
okay.
the ocean.
Okay. Well, mare would be the Latin pronunciation of the word for ocean. Anyway, I don't know, but that is the author of these three poems. Grim. Beside the blaze of 40 fires, giant Grim doth sit, roasting a woolly mountain sheep upon an iron spit. Above him wheels the winter sky, beneath him fathoms deep, and hidden in the valley mist a village lies asleep, save for one restive hungry dog who, snuffing toward the light, sniffs Grim's broiled supper meat and spies his watchfire twinkling bright. The Horseman.
Nice.
I heard a horseman ride over the hill. The moon was high, the night was still. His helm was silver, and pale was he, and the horse he rode was of ivory. And the listeners. "Is there anybody there?" said the traveler, knocking on the moonlit door, and his horse in the silence jamped the grasses of the forest's ferny floor, and a bird flew up out of the turret over the traveler's head, and he smote upon the door again a second time. "Is there anybody there?" he said. But no one descended to the traveler. No head from the leaf-fringed sill leaned over and looked into his gray eyes, where he stood perplexed and still, but only a host of phantom listeners who dwelt in the lone house then stood listening in the silence of the moonlight to that voice from the world of men, stood thronging the faint moonbeams on the dark stair that goes down to the empty hall, hearkening in an air stirred and shaken by the lonely traveler's call. And he felt in his heart their strangeness, the stillness answering his cry, while his horse moved, cropping the dark turf neath the dark and leafy sky. For he suddenly smote on the door even louder and lifted his head. "Tell them I came, and no one answered, that I kept my word," he said. Never the least stir made the listeners, though every word he spake fell echoing through the shadowiness of the still house from the one man left awake. Aye, they heard his foot upon the stirrup, and the sound of iron on stone, and how the silence surged slowly backwards when the plunging hoofs were gone. Thank you.
Thank you. Over to the mayor. Dr. Howe. She has the attribution sheet over there, yeah.
The doctor.
Doctor in the house. Bill? Bill is kindly coming forth, or fifth. We got volunteers. We got to raise that thing up there, because then I can focus in on you.
Or I can kneel down.
You could supplicate, but you know.
I want to read a poem I haven't read in a long time. I really love this poem. This is by Susan Birkeland. Tell me love poems aren't revolutionary.
Yeah.
When money is over, who are you? Sometimes a kiss, sometimes a catastrophe. Inside, outside, oh my darling. Big door opens in the middle of the night, perfect pitch in every language. Home is where you come to me, and I return most naturally. God lays down in the Euphrates, his root, her water. When money is over, sometimes a kiss, our days more and more like this.
Yeah. Bill Mercer. You want to give that in to have a chance? All right, thank you. Bear, I forgot to tell you were next, but I bet you're ready anyway. Give him a nice round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. He hasn't been in this house in a while. Bear!
So a haiku, you will learn one day the song Ring My Bell is not about a doorbell. And then I've been doing this poem a day thing. Me and Jen have been doing it. So the next two are from that. This one is called I Never Wanted to Be Until Orbiting Beehives and Pencil Skirts Descended from Red Trees and Pink Fur, meeting me by the third pyramid, to dance the Smith around, to party out of bounds, to make love to me underneath the strobe light. That's for the B-52s. You know who that man is.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta come up with one.
Rock Lobster.
Rock Lobster! And Heaven, I don't know.
That's right there.
So, I like investigating lines where people draw lines, because that's a completely human fabrication. And then not investigating the fringes, but what's on the other side. So this poem I wrote today. This is brand spanking new.
Brand spanking.
And it's about this very thing. Let's hope it comes. Okay. Oh, that's sorry. That's not the right one.
Yeah, that's the right one.
It's called silence.
Thank you very much.
This is why I don't like using it.
I know, I agree.
You've been left to your own devices. mouth trumpet.
Boom, boom.
Fireside. Andy, a baby.
Boom.
The Pink Panther.
That's not the Pink
What is
Panther.
poetry for fight?
No, I'm just throwing in all those shows during.
Oh, yeah, but Pink Panther was not a show.
Fireside Theater.
Oh, Fireside Theater.
Yeah.
Don't crush that dwarf. Hand me the pliers.
That's right.
Don't crush that dwarf.
Hand me the pliers.
I don't think
We're all bozos on this bus.
Almost one more thing.
1/4 mile. Bennington.
Oh, that was very fun.
There we go.
Sorry about that.
It's okay, dear. Love you.
Hey, to whom it may concern, we have received your application to join the alphabet community, but it has been declined. And while some of us in the community would like to take you under the rainbow umbrella, the majority has decided it would be horrendous PR. And even though some of us do not doubt your born this way affection for trees or horses, or that some of you can only feel a pulse when you are around somebody 8 years old, the alphabet is full at the moment. Not to mention, some of us are still fighting about the redundancies in the alphabet, like the letter L, which is a whole other word war zone. And we are sorry the P was stolen from some of you. And even if others do not know or understand, some of us know it comes from the Greek creature Pan, half man, half, well, look. The community has enough issues using the word sex and gender correctly as opposed to interchangeably without your added issues that come with all sorts of legal complications. And frankly, we are just too insensitive and uncaring to address them with any sort of empathy right now, with the in-house infighting of isms and phobias. Plus, there's society at large which seems to lack any consensus on what is or isn't consent anymore. And we in the alphabet soup are still wrestling with getting across the idea that the spectrum line between the binary is just that, a line. And here you come along wanting to bring out a full-on graph chart with x's and y axes and slopes. For now, we suggest you use the Q. It is ambiguous enough not to do serious harm to the community, so long as you don't go into details. After we get society calmed down about two-father households, not all boys in dresses are drag queens, and not all bisexuals want threesomes, then maybe we can find time to working on getting both of you letters of your own merit. Sincerely, the LGBTQ.
Thank you. See what I mean? We covered ground here. Lord Almighty. And speaking of that, we have Garrett Murphy coming in up. Next, then we have Trump, Rabies, and Chris first as our closer. At first, yes.
Shall be the last.
The first shall be the last. You know, there was something I was going to say, but I can't remember what it is, so I'm not going to meander uselessly, because otherwise it'd be meandering.
I can't believe you said that.
Who actually said that?
Who did say
Somebody
that?
actually said that in the Bible.
I remember that. I'll quote me. All right, he's coming up. Give him a nice round, please. Mr. Garrett Murphy comes up here. Always good.
Garrett Murphy.
Flight North NC. United Airlines here. We have an attraction that's long been here for all you dormant or passengers during our flight. See the fine airport security as they prepare for some real but obviously fictionalized need to shove passengers aside for their opportunity to show the world, and especially you captives, patrons, just where your place is and stay well within its boundaries. See the prompt and effective way of dealing with one who's just a little out of the normal. You'll look on to awe and hear his squeal. Rumor has it that was filched from some comic Asian squaw for extra pleasure. But then he was Asian. Did you ever say we spared them any more than we would the blacks or the Latinos or the Muslims? Uh-oh, look at him run like some stubborn calf refusing to accept being slaughtered. And you'll hear the words from the owner himself. Disruptive and belligerent, that's what he was, as if that was a rationale for assaulting him. And besides, according to the Rag Inside Edition, he had once had his license suspended to loot, as if that too was just cause. And listen, as that owner stumbles over himself trying to pull the usual male couple in response from his earlier tripe, coming all along to a police state or a plane flight, and enslaving you all aboard the flying and friendly skies of United. Noor Salman, many for the price of one. In the wake of a horrible tragedy in Orlando, where whose numbers were murdered and more were wounded, the law and orderlies, unable to deliver their brand of justice to the real assailant who has slain himself, somehow realized they actually had a smorgasbord waiting in the wings. The assailant's widow, but of course, go for the wife. Remember, she's Muslim and of color too, so it doesn't matter if she knew nothing of it, as she claims, or was battered and bullied by her husband. Big deal. She is automatically guilty by association and not just with her husband. She gets new batterers to pummel her, more bullies to cow her. Since the real killer went and deprived them of their shot at bogus cojones, the wife is ripe for the picking, many for the price of one. And with her, the law and orderlies get a bonus they could never have gotten with the actual killer, a woman. Here they can utilize their fantasies of dominance, a better bang for their counterfeit buck. Oh.
I like that. Better bang to the counterfeit buck. And now our penultimate player of the evening, sometimes going by Trump Rabies as his moniker. Please give him a round of applause as he prepares to come forward and deliver as we like to understand that.
I had all the answers, and then life raped me of all the questions. Or how I stopped worrying and learned to love. Off you, Donald Trump. Donald Trump, me as your sex apprentice. Don't betray our love for politics turned showbiz. Who cares how high the rent Putin pays on your booty is? I want to give birth to Trump babies. Want to itch with Trump brand scabies. I'm running crazy in the streets with Trump political rabies. Oh, Donald, take me away from rabble with neurotic undertones of your babble. Because you speak in a tortured ideological scrabble, while the media mangle and grope and grapple. Listening to you is like hearing Adam eat the apple, spraying juice all over himself like mango snapple. Don't build a wall between your heart and mine, you Republican queen. I promise, marrying you is just a dream. It's true, I do want to immigrate into you, you sexy man. Don't worry, I'm 100% not Mexican, so don't whip that thing out again. Oh, my Donald Trump. I want to finger and stroke that dead yellow animal taxidermy tooth on your head. Well, if I know Waldorf Astoria, President just wants bed. When Congress hears of our passionate thrills, I'm sure they'll have Goldman Sachs pay our room service bills. Your politics are heinous, and your policies pain us. But I want your maniacal rhetoric shoved up my anus. Eleanor, from less than a decade of Donald Trump years, at most 8 years of realized Donald Trump fears. So, don't fuck us in your fits of fascism. Piss on us with your wisdom. Choke us with your words until we are sick. Donald Trump, you suck! So why not, my dear? Thank you.
Thank you.
I've been yelling about Putin and battery factories for many weeks, and someone once thing. I had 4 summers of college foreign exchange students stay with me several years ago, 4 summers in a row. One of them stayed 2 summers and really lost touch with me in 2013 until Election Day. He congratulated me on Donald Trump's victory. You know, they're being bombarded by their own version of active measures like we are. He's been burning me up the last couple of weeks. He's got a baby and a baby on the way, and he just offered me a free round-trip ticket to Russia today. So someone's listening.
Send us a postcard.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now, thank you for that performance art piece of note and merit. Now we have Chris First. Give him a nice round. He's our ultimate performance player. And then we'll take care of these fancy prizes designed with your minds in mind. Well, you know, someone has to do that. I mean, you know.
All right. Hello. The first poem I read tonight is not my own work. It's from Pamela J. Peters, and she won the contest at the Button Poetry video contest, and it's a very powerful poem about Native Americans, and you know, since the theme was meant to be lost tonight, I thought it was just fitting. So check it out. It's really quite well done. And 12 women are reading this, so I'm not a woman.
I know, I forgot to turn it on. It's all right.
All right. I once lived freely in a time when no law or order was in command. I once lived before a trail of broken trees was ever muttered or strand. I once lived on a land where the words portation was never understood. I once lived when our language was beautiful and spoken every day and never misunderstood. I once lived when our hair was considered sacred in our journal of life. I once lived when eagle feathers were the compass of life. I once lived when water was free, sacred, and a gift of life. I once lived when my people were in a drooling that was simple. I once lived without judgment of my brown skin because it was my temple. I once lived with my family, cousin, friends, understood in unity. I once lived when the relocation was not meant to forget who we were as a community. I once lived before boarding schools punished us for who we are with the philosophy of kill the Indian, save the man. I once lived when alcohol was not in our veins, a bottle in a beer can. I once lived with the term redskin used as a delusional way of honoring. I once lived before sterilization was an act of taking lives, leaving spirits wandering. I once lived before the USDA approved diabetes was feeding our bodies. I once lived without IHS replacing our hormonal medicine with antibodies. I once lived before white crosses plunged into our souls and our homelands scorched like knives. I once lived before forts in Fort Summer corralled us like animal archives. I once lived without cowboys and Indians, where the cowboy played the superhero. I once lived when Indian warriors were known as our true brave heroes. I once lived before Hollywood used as our native homelands like concession stands. I once lived when blood quantum was not known to drain our identity. I once lived before white settlers believed in the myth of the manifest destiny. I once lived without reservations, suicide taking young beautiful spirits believing it was their fault. I once lived when our land was not tortured, raped, bleeding and crying, and then silenced with asphalt. I once lived when our tradition was our religion. Today I was the pride of who I am as a Navajo woman. I live to exist today because I remember how I once lived. Thank you.
Nice.
The next one is my own work, and this is not my work. God no. This next one is my own work. This was a lady named Peters, and this is inspired by a true story I read this week in the news. So, separated. A man and a woman met back in the day and fell in love. They were young and had sex all day without using a glove. After a while, they liked each other more than they knew. He got brave and asked her hand in marriage, like a good Jew. She said yes. They were happier than once could foresee. Time went on over for a decade, and his child was meant to be. They once again had sex like two lovers do. Try after try after try. Just another fluke. Both of them, the smart people of this current time, went to a clinic to find out what was the reason and rhyme. The so-called doctor told them to take a DNA test. 2 weeks later, with a big shock on his chest, the Sherman of the science told them appalled, "You are brother and sister." The lady looked at him and said, "Now listen up, mister. We met in college and no funny business here. This cannot be. We love each other. We are free." An investigation ensued very quick to sort this out. Birth certificates were produced to crush the genetic doubt. Born the same day, the same time, and delivery by the same hands. Both were orphans, abandoned at birth, which made this rant. This gate mystery was solved for Ponder on Eternal. With great surprise, they were one and the same, twins, fraternal. Now a law is described in Missouri quite harsh. The love split and now in prison on the march. Up to 10 years and a fine for $500 was no joke. The district attorney said he will not charge people of the same yoke. Thank you.
Wow. Yeah, I read about that. Thank you, Chris, first. And can you put the, yeah. So now we're going to take care of, James, would you just shuffle these a couple of times? We're going to take care of the prizes. While he's shuffling, we have these beautiful calendars with artwork. 3 of those, thanks to Mr. Sanderell over there. Then we have Virginia Woolf, A Room of One's Own. Virginia Woolf, her art as a novelist. Well, this is Rilke, the Notebook of Malte Lourdes Brig. I don't know how to have said that right. And then we have Orlando by Virginia Woolf and Virginia Woolf, The Death of a Moth. Now, that's because all these books came from a friend of mine, and that's what I drew.
That's Rilke.
And then The Island of Lost Maps, a true story of cartographic crime. And then, of course, the usual, the keynote, last word, co-pilot, mini, and the theme. James, thank you so much. We appreciate your opportunity to swerve. And may I have a drum roll, please? Is Jack Melander here? Jack Melander is the first winner of the evening. Oh, I forgot. There's also the representation of Sacred at Poem Dome. I forgot about that. Okay, he's our Poem Dome person. Now, you know how to get a hold of... There we go, because he's right. So I'm going to put down here, Jack Melander, representing. All righty, daddy, hooty doody, fruity woody tooty. And next up we have, well, Justice already left, so we got to skip that one. Garrett Murphy, you are the next one up. Garrett Murphy, wonderful writer, poet. Winner of the evening. Any one of these 5 things are yours. So the calendars for art, or the books, or one of these things, whichever you prefer. Well, it's always I always wonder who's going to take what, and see if I can ever predict. I'm usually so wrong. See, I was thinking he was going to go for a calendar. All right, number 3 we have Owen Danko.
Owen Danko, winner.
I'll take this one.
Orlando and Dawn. Remember that? That's terrible. Jennifer Baroon. I've never read that one, so I don't know. All right, she goes for that. Bill Mercer, but I know he left. Bear. Bear's the next winner of the evening. Kommen Sie hier bitte. Nehmen Sie einen Nachenbogen.
Einen Preis.
Einen Preis. Is the word prize?
Preis, ja.
Really? God.
Preis ist Preis.
Preis is price.
Wunderbar.
All right. The map thing going there. Oh, 12. Oh, Valerie. Valerie and Aja would be here. Now, what I was going to do is have you and Aja take one, but you should take one. If you want to give one, take one for Aja. You can do that.
Okay. And any of these?
Any of these. Well,
any of these?
The keynote, you come back to co-pilot, choose the theme, last word, or mini feature, but any of these, yes.
Ooh. Quick decisions.
You don't have to be quick. You can choose next.
I will choose next week's theme.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Rabies is in the house.
Yes, sir.
You have a prize winner, dear.
Oh, no.
Yes, you are. You are having a prize. One of these flying prizes. There are 2 books, Virginia Woolf's and Rilke, and then the 3 calendars.
Rilke? Which Rilke?
The notebooks of Malt Lorenz Brig.
Give it here.
Thank you. There
Give it here.
Quality poetry.
Sally, you are a winner of the evening, our visitor from a faraway place. Give her a round as she comes up here. Oh, she goes with Virginia Woolf. Good job. Thank you.
Dr. Howe!
Dr. Howe.
What's left?
The calendars really are any one of these things, which you know of. Not doing.
I guess I'll take the calendar.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one, though. That's what I was going to say.